Hi, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you this important instructional video about the biggest risk to your wealth and your retirement. This instructional video is really going to help uncover the person that you entrust with your money, if you should trust them at all. And it's extremely important that you listen to every step of this video, and if possible, listen to it 2 or 3 times. One of the biggest mistakes, or I should say the biggest mistake I see investors make every single day in my 26-year career in this business, is entrusting the wrong person to actually guard your wealth and help you make major decisions that are going to impact your retirement and your wealth. And that really is the person that you hire to manage your money. Unfortunately, most investors have a misconception when they hear titles like advisor, registered representative, financial consultant, financial planner. These terms are really meaningless titles and really don't describe what that person's job or role really is, nor does it describe if there's conflicts of interest or if that person has to work in your best interest. And I know what you're thinking. You may have somebody that you worked with for years and you've always wondered if this person is really doing what's best for you, or are they just offering products that their firm represents. This is going to help uncover that, and it's going to help you get better advice, in my opinion, and make sure you can avoid the conflicts of Wall Street, insurance agents, and brokers. Now let's talk a little bit about that. It's estimated more than 90% of all so-called advisors, financial planners, or consultants are merely just salespeople for the products that they sell. These individuals earn commission. They could be front-end, they could be back-end, they could be hidden fees within the products they sell. Most individuals that are in the investment arena are really acting as a broker or a salesman of investment products. They are not obligated to give you conflict-free advice. They're not obligated to work in your best interest. So as you listen to this video, you're going to start to realize that the person you have that is watching your money is maybe not watching your money at all, and that's actually not their role. So again, an advisor, a financial planner, financial consultant, whatever fancy title they want to take, doesn't really describe what they do. And we're going to talk about a registered investment advisor and how you can help protect your wealth and get advice that's in your best interest. If you're dealing with a bank investment department, a broker or broker-dealer, if you're dealing with an insurance agent, anybody who earns commission is probably not working in the fiduciary standard, which means in your best interest. About 90% plus of all so-called advisors really are merely salespeople for the products that they sell and their firms represent. This puts your interest at the back of the line. You need to realize that. When you're dealing with a salesperson, broker, or so-called advisor, their job is not that of a money manager. Their job is to make recommendations to you. Ultimately, it is your decision, and you are 100% responsible to make those decisions and follow those investments after you buy those products. Often I will hear from a new potential client that comes in to interview our firm. But Brian, the person that I have used for 15 or 20 years, I thought he was responsible for watching my investments. That is a big mistake. Often it is not that person's responsibility. If you're dealing with a broker, an advisor, a financial consultant, financial planner, and they're earning commission, they're working under what's called the suitability standard. And I'm going to explain the suitability standard versus the fiduciary standard. It's also estimated that less than 2% of all registered investment advisors who provide money management capacity or money management are SEC registered and are fee only. And I'm going to describe why that's important. Let's talk a little bit about the suitability standard. And again, if you're working with anybody earning commission, they are working under the suitability standard under what's called the FINRA rule. Suitability standard means you're suitable to buy an investment that is within your risk profile. So if you're an income investor or you're a growth investor, that person can sell you a growth investment, let's say a mutual fund. It doesn't have to be the best one. In fact, it could be the most expensive one internally with the crummiest track record. I'm going to put it this way. If you go to buy a loaf of white bread at the store and there's a $3 moldy loaf of bread on the counter, and right next to it is a $1.50 wholesome loaf of bread that just came off the bread truck and it only costs $1.50. Under the suitability standard, the broker or advisor who works on commission only has to sell you a loaf of bread because you are qualified to buy a loaf of bread. And it could be the moldy loaf of bread that costs $3. Now I know you're saying, my person would never do that. Guess again. If they're working in a conflict environment, which is in the insurance industry, in a bank investment department, or through a broker-dealer, they have conflicts of interest. They're selling products that their firms represent. These products are often not as quality as other products out there and could be laden in fees and commissions that are better for the broker or brokerage firm that are selling you these products. So again, moldy loaf of bread for $3, that would be under the suitability standard, or the $1.50 loaf of bread that's wholesome and warm and right out of the bread truck. The fiduciary standard, which is in your best interest, which a registered investment advisor has to work under, would have to use the $1.50 wholesome loaf of bread because that's in your best interest. The broker or so-called advisor could use a $3 moldy loaf of bread. I hope you start to realize the difference. Also, when you're dealing with a broker or so-called advisor, again, you are 100% responsible for managing your own money. I often get the comment from people who will come in and interview our firm, and they will say to me, Brian, I thought that person was watching my money. I said to them, absolutely not. If you're dealing with a so-called advisor broker, they are not responsible to watch your money. That's why when you call them, you often hear the term or the phrase, hold on, things will come back. Chances are that person has not looked at those prospectuses on any of those products that he sold you any more than you have. So again, you're buying things that maybe you don't understand, that your advisor truly doesn't understand, and hasn't really researched himself or herself. Now, when you're dealing with a registered investment advisor fee only, and as I've talked about on my radio show often, the only person that you should ever entrust your money to is somebody working in your best interest. If your so-called advisor tells you the fiduciary standard is not important, let me ask you this. If the legal definition of a fiduciary is in your best interest, and if somebody's not going to work with you in your best interest, why would you ever entrust your wealth and your retirement to somebody who's not working under the fiduciary standard? You should never do that. So make sure, if you are interviewing somebody, hire only a fee only, not fee-based, fee only, registered investment advisor. The only people that can truly give investment management and investment advisory services, which is not broker services, is a registered investment advisor. If you do not sign a registered investment advisor agreement, if you have not seen a Form ADV, the person you're working with is merely just a salesperson. Anything less than the fiduciary standard is just sales. And again, I'm going to repeat that. Anything less than the fiduciary standard is just sales. If you want to find out if the person you're currently using is truly a fee-only fiduciary and a money manager of your wealth and your retirement, go to my website, resnewealth.com. Go to the top of the website, Investor Resource tab. Print off the fiduciary questionnaire. It's 11 simple questions. Use that fiduciary questionnaire in your quest to find out, first off, if the person you're using is a fiduciary, is fee only, and is actually a money manager. Or use that in your quest to find somebody who you're interviewing. You must use that form. Any person who will not sign off on that fiduciary questionnaire and answer all those questions correctly is not somebody you want to work with. And again, if somebody tells you working with a fiduciary is not important, ask yourself this. Is it important if somebody gives you advice that has no conflicts of interest and is in your best interest? You betcha. So make sure the only person that you entrust your money to is not a so-called advisor, financial consultant, or financial planner. These people are merely salespeople for the products they sell. So if somebody's pushing variable annuities, any kind of an annuity, mutual funds for commission, stocks or bonds for commission, non-publicly traded investments, those people are merely salespeople. They're not working in your best interest. You should find yourself real help without the conflicts of Wall Street, insurance agents, and bank investment salespeople. Go to my website. Do yourself a big favor. You owe it to yourself to protect your wealth. Hire somebody who's truly working for you. Again, the biggest mistake you will ever make in your investment life is having the wrong person entrusted to guard your money. The only person that you should use is a fee-only registered investment advisor under the fiduciary standard. Anything less is just sales. I hope this helps you in your quest to protect your wealth. So now if you've wondered why all these years you've had bad performance or bad investment advice or no advice at all, now you're starting to realize maybe all you had all these years was a salesman of investment products. That person, unfortunately, doesn't work for you. They work for that firm they represent product. Hire a fee-only fiduciary. It's in your best interest. Protect your retirement and protect your investments. Have yourself an incredibly great day, and make sure you visit my website to get that fiduciary questionnaire and make sure you use it. Remember, anything less than the fiduciary standard is just sales. Have yourself a great day.